Ladies and gentlemen, to deliver a talk on empowering IMI's global workforce, the digital transformation journey with Moodle Learning Management System, a round of applause please for the Global Head for Learning and Development of the Integrated Microelectronics Incorporated, Mr. Ronald Hilaria.
Okay, before I start, I know this is an early hour at this point in time, competing with the lunchtime. But in my little biography, I forgot to mention that I just graduated from distance learning courtesy of University of the Philippines, Open University. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Again, thank you to Nipila for having me this morning and share our journey, our digital transformation with the Moodle Learning Management System. By the way, I have with me my IMI University team. Maybe you can stand up to be recognized. They're all candidates of beauty contest, by the way. All right. So for my topic, I will be introducing our company for your appreciation. Following that is our transition from analog to digital learning. And then maybe sharing with you some of our key performance indicators for us to measure our success and the challenges that we're having, even though we are 4 years into LMS, and our next step or our action item. And I hope video will gonna work later. We're gonna share with you our IMI University video, which we showcase early this year as we commemorate our 12-year anniversary as a corporate university. Okay. So, Integrated Microelectronics Incorporated, or we fondly called our company IMI, is the manufacturing arm of Ayala Corporation Industrial Technology Holdings. We are actually fully owned by the Ayala Corporation, one of the biggest conglomerate in the Philippines. And we are a leading global technology and manufacturing solutions. Yes, we are into manufacturing. So imagine the task that set before us, that we need to equip our people from time to time, not only training them, but also certifying them through the LMS. Our company is actually located in the different parts of the globe. We have 22 manufacturing plants across 10 different countries. And we provide engineering, manufacturing support, and fulfillment capability to diverse needs, especially training needs of our people. So these are just some of the countries that our business is actually operating. So now you know what is our company is. Now we can share with you our transition from analog to digital learning. I know for a fact that face-to-face is still the #1 mode of learning that Filipino wanted to have. But we cannot go away from having the LMS or the online learning. In fact, one of our conglomerate member in the Ayala Corp decided already that they will not get back anymore to face-to-face. all of the learning session will be done by way of online. So, sharing with you our transition from analog to digital learning in IMI, we started with a vision. We had a small planning session in our company together with my team. And the idea is to provide an option of learning methodology to our people, because it's really hard to manage a face-to-face classroom training for an 18,000 employees deployed in many countries for us to train them. So we have to provide an option, an alternative. That's why we have created our own journey towards digital learning. And we started with our vision. We formulate our vision, and in our vision we have stated that we have to drive a culture of learning for our people. That's the vision that we wanted to have. And to do that, it has to be enabled, and the enabler basically is a system, a learning management system. So, in other words, we started the journey based from our own vision of what we want to have in IMI. And out of that, we assess the company state. We do some, self-assessment as a company, and we check our strength. We use SWOT analysis to identify our strength, and we have found out that we have many subject matter experts, and the challenge is they are being pirated by other companies as well, and they bring with them tacit knowledge that we need to codify. So, that's our strength, and we have to capitalize on that strength. Also, the realization that we have a lot of existing modules or manuals, but in binders. Can you imagine one big room filled with learning manuals? But that is also a knowledge there that can be digitized. So that is a strength for us. And since we are a big company, we also have a structured learning organization. We call it IMI University. As far as our weakness at the time, actually that's about 2018, we have no e-learning platform at that time. And all our methodologies is based on face-to-face teaching and learning. And of course, manual transaction. And as we go around, considering the global location of our company, we saw the opportunity that if we will have LMS, okay, we can make our training global, okay, and we can scale our training. I mean, instead of just offering a program in the Philippines, we can do it and share for the rest of the sites. The only downside is I cannot travel anymore because prior to this, I travel a lot and teach a lot in all sites that we have. But it's okay. We have pandemic period at the time. And of course, technology transfer. In a semicon and electronic industry environment, technology keeps on changing. It's just like the model of your cell phone. It keeps on changing every 6 months. Also in the manufacturing sector. So our threat basically is we have a very high attrition. Our engineers, our technicians, our technocrats are being poached, not only locally but also externally. And again, we have to keep their knowledge in us. Otherwise, it will be, it's only there, but never been exploited for our purposes. And another threat is there is a rapid change in process technology. In the manufacturing sector, there's always new machine, new technology, new materials that are being developed. And because of this changing knowledge and skills requirement, our learning system should be, I would say, aggressive enough to catch. So, having this assessment or reality check, I would say, we're able to strategize. And for us to be able to strategize, we have to assess what is our mission. Okay? And our mission, which is basically tied up with our vision, is basically to provide an inclusive digital platform. When we say inclusive, learning is no longer confined for engineers, but also to the lowest level of the organization, as low as operators. Oh, by the way, in any manufacturing organization, especially for the industry that we're into, 90% are operators. These are high school graduate. Maybe some of them are college graduate, but they're the one operating machines 24/7. So when we say provide inclusive, we mean everybody, including the operators. Because before, training is only exclusive for the engineers, for the technocrats. But now, since we have LMS, it provides inclusivity. And that digital platform provides a lot of diverse programs. So our strategy is not only to provide behavioral or technical training, we also provide coaching, or I would say soft skills in our own LMS platform. So aside from learning and development, we also use our LMS for our succession planning. Because you know, in the organization, we have to keep our talent hot. And to make them hot, you have to develop them from time to time. That's why, aside from our own LMS, we also engage other knowledge provider to help us promote people development. So we're using LMS not only for learning and development, but also for succession planning and multi-skilling of our people. So, at the end of the day, you need a partner. And in looking for a partner, we have 5 vendors. 5 good vendors at the time. And I still remember Michelle visiting us at that time, running or walking from one building to another. Yeah, that was a good experience we have right there. And at the end of the day, you're looking for a partner that is reliable. And I agree that Nipila Web is banking into relationship building, really assisting us in all our technical issues, concerns, and providing us learning opportunities. So this is part of the documentation of our Memorandum of Agreement and contract signing. Of course, it will not end in the contract signing. We have to equip ourselves. We have to learn the process. We have to learn the system. And yeah, we are the first graduate of the LMS or Moodle application. Okay, at the end of the day, in an industrial setup, it is always being required to measure effectiveness of any intervention. Even our customer, they look for evidence of effectiveness. And I can share to you some of our KPI, but of course not all for data privacy issue. But just to simplify, one of our KPI or key performance indicator is the utilization of our LMS. This is a very challenging task. For example, as a starter, last 2020, we have targeted a very few number of targeted people to engage with LMS. And as you see, the trend is going upward from 90.07 utilization. Now we are into 94.86 and hopefully 100% in the next 2 to 3 years, courtesy of Shay, of course. Okay, by the way, let me share again the challenges that I mentioned early on, this is actually remain to be a challenge, the low LMS utilization. Do you have the same problem here? Low LMS utilization? I think for the school, not much. Because the student paid the school to use the LMS, right? But in the industry, it is a different scenario. You have to entice, you have to make your program attractive for them to utilize your LMS. That's the big challenge that we are facing in the industry as compared to the school. Okay? Sometimes they would start enrolling, but they will never finish or finish after a week. In a school, you cannot do that. Teacher will plunk you, right? Another challenges that we're having right now is, since we are diverse, we have some challenges as a low access in other sides, especially in China. They have this great wall of IT barrier that we cannot penetrate. So we have some bandwidth issues there. And I agree with some questions raised a while ago about connectivity issue, and for us about inclusivity also. And I hope Moodle will do something about that. I also sympathize that the government should play a major and vital role in making our IT infrastructure, if not world-class, at least something that we can take pride of. Do you agree, guys? Amen. All right. The third challenge that we are currently experiencing, technology, keeps on changing. And as the technology is changing, the seniors, the not so young people are having some difficulty, using the LMS platform. That's why we have a lot of, tutorial, personal tutorial, even reaching out to really equip our seniors. Okay. And another challenge is for some of our people, it's not part of their KPI, the utilization of LMS. That is a very big challenge for all of us, because if it is not part of their goal, then there is a saying that if it is not measured, it will not get done. And we will gonna work on this one. Another challenge is module development. Earlier on, I have a discussion with your husband saying that at the end of the day, since we find a good partner, Nipila and Moodle, at the end of the day, the challenge is module development. Because what can you put there if you have no content expert, if you have no good module design developer? Because the module should be well-crafted enough to make it attractive. And I would say, free from any stress. Because sometimes just looking at the LMS, people get stressed. So these are some challenges, and for our next step, we have lined up the things that we have to do moving forward. Like for low utilization, we have to promote incentive scheme to LMS completers, not only badges, maybe something that is tangible, like trip to Boracay if you complete your module ahead of your target time. The low access in other side, maybe we can work with Nipila team to address the connectivity issue. And for technology that keeps on changing, we have to make our LMS more engaged or engaging, so that our people is attracted to it and motivated to use it. If it is not part of KPI, we have to encourage department heads and our HR to include in their scorecard not only the training hours, but the utilization of LMS. And for module development, we have to work with our SMEs on how to use. I have seen that the latest edition of Moodle is quite user-friendly, and we can share that development with them. Okay, I hope you're still awake. Can I see a thumbs up if you're still awake? Okay, thank you. Before I ended, let me share with you one of our video that we featured during our IMI University this year. And in this video, we highlight LMS or Moodle as part of our success. I hope it will gonna work. Okay. Advance Merry Christmas. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ronald Hilaria, for first of all sharing your journey with Moodle and with NiFiloWeb. So, Sir, pero nakuha mo ako sa mapapasana all sa Boracay. All right, so you guys know the drill. The floor is now open for the question and answer portion. So, do we have any questions on the floor with regards to the presentation of Mr. Ronald Hilaria? How about those people at the back? Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
yes.
Can you please approach the microphone, introduce yourself and your institution?
Hi, good morning, sir. I'm Law from SM Markets training. So I just want to ask, sabi mo kanina, nakaka-relate kasi kami that when we do online learning, it's really difficult to pull out people from the store or from the field. So I just want to ask, what is your technique to encourage them to attend online sessions and really finish the modules? Because sometimes what we do is that we would ask them to join online learning and then they would just do it for a few days and then they will not be able to finish the program. So what are your tips or what have you done to encourage these people to really embark in a new way of learning?
Thank you for that wonderful question. Well, actually, it's still our pain, the LMS utilization, and it will ever be. But, you know, we did a lot of mileage already as far as our challenges on utilization is concerned. One of which is to make our LMS available in cell phone. So that anytime, anywhere, they can check their training. They can attend. They have no excuse anymore. But still, there are some tigas ulo. No? On the matigas ulo, something that would address that is their scorecard. Because they have targeted training that they have to attend. It is a training hours. And because of that, it will naturally drive their interest to utilize our LMS program. And of course, we also need the political support of their supervisors to really drive their people to use the LMS so that they can equip themselves of the necessary trainings.
Thank you, sir. At least we know now that we're not alone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Magkasama tayo dito.
Alright, thank you very much, ma'am. Any other question? Yes, sir. Can you please approach the microphone?
Good morning, sir. I'm Billy from TESDA. So, in your presentation, you mentioned that you have learners coming from different areas of the world as well. So, I'm just curious if you encountered problems in localization or contextualizing the content of the courses that you develop in the specific areas where your learners are located, and if you did, what solutions or what interventions did you apply to solve that problem?
That's a good question. Actually, since we are operating in diverse and different countries, we definitely consider the localization of our module. That's why structurally we set ourselves to have a training counterpart for each localities or countries, so that the modules that being developed can be further checked, can be translated even in their native tongue. And yeah, that's the way we manage that, because at the end of the day, it will be difficult for a Chinese to understand modules that are written and designed using English language.
So thank you, sir.
Alright, so structurally it is well taken. And I think that the idea is to apply a solution that is not only confined on the LMS per se, but we have to address it into the whole ecosystem of human resource. Like, for example, with regards to motivation, one driver to motivate people to attend LMS and complete their training is if it is part of their scorecards. Without that, it will be quite a challenge. Because unlike school, students are motivated. Otherwise, they will not graduate. Or parents will rally in front of the school, right? But in us, we have to put a lot of incentives, motivation, and the whole ecosystem of human resource must be there, must help one another interrelatedly.
All right, do we have another question? Last question. All right, so as there are no other questions on the floor, it's time to express our gratitude to our dear speakers. So I'd like to call on the President and CEO of the Philoweb Technology, Ms. Cheryl Guillerman, to present the Certificate of Appreciation, which reads, the Philoweb Technology Incorporated presents the Certificate of Appreciation to Mr. Ronald Hilaria in grateful recognition of sharing his invaluable knowledge and experience to the participants of the Moodlemoot Philippines in 2023, given the 7th day of July, 2023, held at Century Park Hotel, Manila. Signed, Ms. Cheryl Guillerman, President and CEO of the Philoweb Technology Incorporated. Thank you very much. A round of applause, please, for Ms. Mr.